Hey guys, welcome back. This next video, we're going to talk about the temperament of a Kingsnake. I think actually I should have done this one before the proper handling, so you kind of knew what the temperament was. I'm sorry about that. But in this video, I'm going to talk about their different temperaments. I know I've mentioned a few different things on temperament in previous videos for the Kingsnake, but this one I'm going to get a little bit more into detail with their temperament. At first, king snakes as juveniles and babies, that I've mentioned before, can be pretty bitey. That also depends on how they've been handled before. If they're adults, it's how they were treated and how they were handled and things like that, and how they were cared for. So they can be pretty bitey, especially if they feel threatened or if they're going to be hurt. If they feel like they're in any kind of danger, they're going to try to bite to let you know, hey, I'm here. I will protect myself however I can. So keep that in mind whenever you're getting one of these guys. The reason I say that they can be bitey as juveniles and babies, I actually learned the hard way of how bitey they can be. I kind of blame myself for it because of the fact that I went to pick up a baby one to show Amber how they were whenever she wanted one. And she was thinking about it as her first snake. And what I did is I just reached in. I didn't think about where the snake was located and where its body or how its body was positioned or anything or where to pick it up at. Thinking, okay, it's been in here, it's in a pet store, it's probably been handled before, it's going to be fine. It should be pretty tame. It was a baby. I went in to reach in and it bit down on my thumb and latched on. I didn't know I was bitten. Actually, don't hurt whenever they bite. It's more or less the element of surprise whenever it happens, especially if you see it happen. It's more like, hey, dude, you just bit me. It's not even going to be painful. But the only reason I knew I was being bit was because of the fact that whenever I lifted up my hand to pick up the snake, Amber realized he was latched on my finger. So it was really my fault. I didn't pay attention to where his head was whenever I picked him up. So do remember they are pretty bitey as far as babies and juveniles go. Also, if you get an adult that's kind of aggressive, it's mainly because they've probably been improperly handled or weren't handled enough to tame them down properly. So they're going to be pretty nippy. But once they're actually tamed down, guys, these guys are just like ball pythons and corn snakes. They're very, very docile. They can be one of the sweetest snakes you'll ever own. So as long as they're handled properly and tamed down, these guys will be such great pets. So keep that in mind. Make sure you do your daily handling and stuff like that, getting used to your snake and let your snake know that you're not there to harm it. And they're going to be pretty docile and tamed down pretty quickly. Like I mentioned before, it all depends on really the snake itself. You can go out and rescue an adult that has been handled properly and somebody just doesn't really have time to give it anymore, and doesn't want it to start suffering from neglect, from not being handled and things like that. And that snake could be the sweetest snake that you've ever purchased. Or you can get one that is a rescue like I do, that is being neglected and has not been handled properly and things like that, that could want to bite you or anything else and be pretty aggressive. So it all depends on this individual snake. With babies and juveniles, they're going to be bitey pretty much no matter what until you tame them down with proper handling and all that. So keep that in mind. The babies and juveniles, they have to be tamed down by you to get used to being handled. I'm going to recommend a few things for taming down your snakes. As I always say, daily handling is key. That's the number one thing to taming down a snake. Daily handling is the best way to do it. Number two, always tame your snake yourself. Whenever your snake flicks its tongue, it's actually smelling and tasting the air around it. So if it smells your scent, it gets used to your scent, it gets used to the taste of your scent in the air, it will get used to you. Don't have 10, 20, 50 people walking in saying, hey, I want to handle that snake. Not the best idea. Due to the fact that it's giving it so many scents to try to get used to that it's not going to know who to trust. Because that other person could come once and never come again, and that snake's going to have that scent and it's not going to know the difference until it actually gets used to that one scent, which is going to be your scent. Not just that. If your snake is a snappy snake, if they like to bite, the more that you handle it and the more that you show it that you're not going to harm it, you're not a threat to it, and it gets used to the way that you handle, they're going to become less bitey and they're going to become more docile towards you and everything. So, and they're going to realize that you're not actually there as a threat to them. You're not going to harm them. Not just that, whenever you're doing these things, it's going to help your confidence level with your snake. It's going to help you learn how your snake moves. It's going to learn how you're going to help you learn how your snake's temperament is and how it feels and how it acts whenever it doesn't want to be handled. Things like that. So keep that in mind whenever you're doing this. Not only that, it's going to help you to become more knowledgeable and know your snake a little bit better, but it's also going to help your snake to know you. So remember, handling and taming down on your own for your own personal snake is the best way to do it. That helps both of y'all to build that bond.
Even though you might get bit a few times.
Yeah, you may get bit. I mean, but like I said, it doesn't hurt. It really doesn't. And honestly, even whenever I got bit, I don't even have a scar from it. I've got scars from other reptiles and animals and snakes.
I don't think we even seen the mark other than the blood.
Yeah, all I seen was like one little bitty spot where it looked like a scratch with a little bit of blood. But other than that, I don't have scars from it. I have scars from my other snakes that I've been bitten by. I have scars from being scratched by iguanas. I have scars from being bitten by a dog on my leg. But honestly, whenever I got bit by the Kingsnake, I don't even have any marks from it. So honestly, it's not that bad. But it can happen, and it possibly would happen, but it's nothing to be alarmed about. But we're going to wrap it up, guys. One of the things that I always mention in all of my videos is that if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below in the comment section or follow me on Facebook at AIR Reptile Rescue. Message me there. I've actually had people before saying, hey, I've got a stupid question for you. Guys, if it's a question about a reptile or a dog, a cat, really any kind of pet, I went to school for vet tech. I love animals. I love reptiles. No question is a dumb question. If you're learning new things, if you're asking questions, that actually means that you're willing to learn, that you're willing to ask so that you can learn what you need to know. So no question is a dumb question, guys. Feel free to ask me anything. If I don't know the answers to it and I haven't had personal experience with what you're asking about, I will research it for hours on end, and I will come to you with a definitive answer and the proper information. That is one thing I can guarantee you guys, and it's one thing I promise to do, is to make sure that I give you the proper information that you need. The next thing I want to do is actually thank everybody, my subscribers, my commenters. Even if you don't subscribe and you still comment and saying thank you, no, thank you guys. Your support and your comments help me feel like I'm doing a great job at helping others and helping people to learn. So that means a lot to me. And not just that, it builds my confidence more because I have OCD really bad, so I always second guess what I'm doing. But it helps build my confidence to continue to do this, to give me the courage to produce more videos and to teach more. I don't have a degree in teaching. I don't have a degree as a reptile expert. This is all personal experience and a ton of research. I'm also always looking up stuff every single day. I'm always learning new things every day about different reptiles. So Remember, this is from a lot of research, a lot of studying. This is also from a lot of personal experience with a lot of animals. In some of my videos, I'll even tell you, hey, I don't have personal experience with owning one of these, but most reptiles that are out there, I've actually at least handled once, so I do know how most of them act. If I don't have experience with them, I'll let you know. And I'll let you know that it is research that brings this information to you.
We could always find out from Uncle Pat if he has
Yeah,
one.
I also have the one that we call Uncle Pat. He has Pet Express Incorporated here in Homa. And honestly, I can go to him like whenever I got my Pac-Man frog. I didn't know very much on him. And oh my gosh, that man he's like an encyclopedia. This is why I love going to him for anything that I get. Because of the fact that he has got so much information that he's willing to share with me. And it helps me to grow my reptile rescue. It helps me to understand what I might get into as far as a reptile goes. We were just talking to one of his employees today that mentioned a frog that was up to like 7 pounds.
I think he said it was a South African Pac-Man?
Yeah, it's like a South African
South African toad.
Yeah, like South African toad or something like that. But he said the thing was so huge it was 7 pounds. I've never even known a frog to get that big. But that's why I go there, because they're so informational about everything they deal with. And I love going to someone else that has experience to get information that I didn't know. So I will come to you guys with research and information from others and from personal experience also to give you guys the information that I provide. Like I said, I've never owned a Kingsnake, so the information that I'm giving you is from personal handling experience, from handling other people's snakes, and also from lots of research. I do extensive research on everything that I do videos on. Sometimes, guys, I may say, hey, the next video series is this. I may not even put that video series out for about a week to make sure that I have all the information, that I have done so much research just to give you that proper information to show you guys what you need to take care of that reptile. Not just that, guys. On my channel, I'm probably going to do dog training video and things like that, and just different informational videos for different pets.
There is a reason for the dog training video, though. One of our friends, her son is probably about 13, and he's interested in training his own dog.
Yeah, so if you guys have questions on tricks on how to train your dogs, feel free to ask me. My dogs are trained by me. I'm working on our newest edition right now with her training.
She's currently sleeping.
Yeah, she's currently knocked out, but with Zeus, you guys know he's my service dog. I personally trained him. I did not bring him to some trainer. I didn't say, hey, here's $1,000, train my dog. No, I trained him myself. So whenever I do my training video for dogs, it's going to come from personal experience. It's not from me just saying, hey, I'm going to go to an expert, ask them questions, give you the information. No, this is all personal experience with that video. So whenever it comes out, remember, I will mention it to you. It's from personal experience. It's what I do to train my animals. Not just that, if you have any questions about reptiles, cats, hamsters, tarantulas, horses, Pac-Man frogs, anything that I do own, trust me, I will give you the best information from my personal experiences with these reptiles and animals. Not just that, like I said, I am a vet. Well, I was a vet tech. I went to school for it. So a lot of my knowledge about cats and dogs and horses and stuff like that is from education. So I did study for it. I'm actually thinking about taking an online course for becoming either a vet assistant with reptile experience or vet tech with reptile experience to get further deeper into health and care of reptiles. Due to the fact that I run the rescue, and as we always say, we love what we do what we love, and we stick by that motto. My other half always says that we should try to come up with something different. No, because honestly, that motto I came up with, and I live by it because I do love to do it.
And we put a lot of time in these animals.
Yeah, I put so much time into my babies, but their health and happiness is more important. So, but enough of that. Enough of her yapping behind my camera like usual. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell notification, click all, which is somewhere below this big head of mine in the video. But hit that bell notification, click all, and whenever you do, you'll get notices every time I post a video. And like I said, any comments are welcome as long as they're age appropriate. But we're going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you guys so much. I can't thank you enough for your continued support. All of my animals appreciate it. I appreciate it. And we're going to say goodnight from AIR. And if it's cold where you are, try to stay warm. I know it's pretty chilly out here, so we're not going outside. But stay safe. And we'll see y'all in the next video, which will actually be the last video of the Kingsnake series, which is proper feeding and rest period for your Kingsnakes. Good night, guys, from AIR. We love you, and we'll see you in the next one.